So I wanted to make something that combined two of my hobbies, being crafty and reading. This is a frame that I've had forever from an old clock that broke. I talked about it a little bit in this video, but in case you missed that, basically I'm a bit of a hoarder and I decided to keep it because can you imagine how difficult it would be to find a circular frame like this? And it's so pretty and I just saw potential in it, and I think I finally found the perfect DIY. If you're on the same algorithm as me, I'm sure you've seen people take their TBR and turn it into mini books. This is especially great if you read mostly on ebooks like I do and you don't have physical copies of your books anymore. But I still want a memento and a way to remember the books that I've read. What I am going to attempt to do, and I have no idea if I can even do this because I've never done it before, is create a little library that will live inside this frame with empty shelves for me to fill in the books that I'm going to be reading for 2026. I'm not really sure how to go about this, so I think we should start by taking a few measurements and then figuring out how I want this to look like. I've built a miniature before, but that was from a kit. I've never done one from scratch. I want to start off by building the shelf so I know how big to make my books in relation to the shelf. I figured if I was gonna do this, I might as well attempt to build my dream library. So I'll put a photo up on the screen of my peg, but obviously this is being very ambitious. I don't think I'll actually be able to do this, but we shall try. I feel like I should be building on the inside and then making use of this lip. I don't know if you can see that here to kind of be like a border to hide the edges of my project. So my bookshelf is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves, and then I need it to stay somehow. I created like a rough idea of what I want my shelves to look like. It's super simple, guys. It's just squares. So let's try to cut that out and put them together with masking tape to make sure that they are right before I glue everything in place. I'm just gonna try to cut this out using an X-Acto knife, and I have no idea if this is right, but I think this wood is thin enough that I could do it. This is a lot more challenging than I thought it was. Maybe I should have ordered something thinner. Or maybe I should really just buy the heavy-duty blade and do this on my Cricut. Ta-da! Yay! 1 done. 7 more to go. And this is what it's looking like so far, just being held together by masking tape with a wider lip at the bottom where I am hoping to place a daybed, and then you pop it in here. Ta-da! And then I'm going to make a cover for the front here that's gonna look like faux cabinets and that arch detail that we saw in the inspo pic here to cover the edges. I think I'm gonna call it for the day on the faux woodworking because my wrist is screaming at me, so I think I need to take a little break from all of this. All right, guys, it's been a couple of days since I made my little mock-up, as you can see. And then I had to stop working on this because I had a bit of an allergic reaction to something that I put on my face, so my eyes were all swollen the other day, which is why I'm coming barefaced today just to let my skin breathe. And let's try to glue these pieces together because I'm happy with how this looks. To put everything together, I'm gonna try to use some wood glue. I feel really bad about how inconsistent the videos have been. There was a part of me that felt like it was time to stop making YouTube videos. I just felt like I wasn't able to be as present for my family and my friends because my schedule was always so full on, like I have to keep making things. But towards like the latter half of last year, you notice I haven't been posting as much as I used to. And I also haven't been creating as much as I used to, which is kind of sad. So I feel like it goes hand in hand for me. Making the videos just gives me the motivation I need to create sometimes. I feel like I need a thing to pour this on so I can scoop it up. Hang on, let me find a container for this. Anyway, what was I saying? So I'm trying to strike a happy medium. I've tried to talk about this so many times in past videos, and when I'm editing, I just cut it all out because I feel awkward talking about it. Like I feel awkward sharing these thoughts. 'Cause like, do you really care even? I wonder if I can just dip and then put it on. So I'm trying to strike a happy medium between the two things, like finding time to make, but also making sure that it doesn't get in the way of my relationships, you know, like, yes, this is correct. Like if the kids want to hang out or make something, then I'm going to prioritize that over the video, which is one of the reasons why it's taking a lot longer to just one, finish DIYs, but also to edit the videos. And I hope that you understand. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of experimenting as per usual. So I've measured 3.5 centimeter increments all the way down, so I know the spacing. And then we're going to attach this part, and I am thinking we'll reuse these bits of masking tape to hold it in place like they're tiny wood clamps. Now let us repeat that entire process all around to glue all our pieces together. It's feeling a little flimsy, so I'm just adding tape to create a little tension across both sides to give the glue time to dry and really make sure everything is stuck together. I put it in the bookshelf just to dry fit it, and I don't know why, but it's looking a little crooked. Like this side is sitting flush like how I planned, but then this side is floating off of the wall here. But it's fine, it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't need to be structurally sound or anything because, you know, it's just a model. It's not like a real person's gonna be sitting in here or anything like that. My original plan was to just take one of these sheets and then just cut it to a circle and cut it along the side here. But I don't know if you can see that. It doesn't fit completely. There's like a little gap on the top and on the bottom. So it's just slightly smaller than my circular frame. But sometimes like the best ideas come from trying to fix these problems. So I think what I'm gonna do next is actually just create a backing for this cabinet, this bookshelf, as if it were a real bookshelf, like so, and then leave this gap on top, and I'm gonna turn that into like a little window, which I really wanted a window in here. I just didn't know how I would fit one. This kind of gives us the perfect opportunity for that. I'm gonna leave this to dry and I will be back after my lunch break. So here is the finished bookshelf. It's gonna look like this, and then to hide this bottom portion, I'm going to put a fake cabinet. So I'm gonna start working on the fake cabinet for down here. What I've been doing to cut this into a semicircle shape is I made a guide, and now I'm literally just running my blade lightly across and then down, and then I cut off the little edge like so, And I'm just gonna keep doing that all the way around until I have my shape. But look at that. And then a window on top, and then I just need to make the faux walls at the side. It's so cute. Okay. We're almost there. I realized I probably should have painted this before I glued everything up, because that would probably be easier, but it's okay. It'll still be fine. There seems to be a little bit of a problem, which I'm pretty sure is my fault because I did not cut these very straight or glue them very straight, as it turns out. So this bottom shelf is where I was supposed to put my little daybed. It's actually tilting upwards, and then because of that, there's a gap between here and the bottom one. But I found this scrap piece that seems to slide in perfectly under here, and that is the size of the gap. And I was thinking, maybe what I can do is have this extend outwards, put the shelf on top of it. So this is now like the floor, but this is also where I shall be putting the bench cushion. So can you picture it? It's gonna look more 3D from the side, which might be kind of cool, actually. Happy little accident. I think I'm gonna do that. So while this is drying, I am going to assemble this. Okay, I have made a good amount of progress, I would say. So here is the bottom faux cabinet front with the little ledge for the daybed, and then the bookshelf sits on top. So cute! Oh my gosh. It looks so cute. I love it so much. I wanted to do like a little bit of trim. Let me show you. Don't break what you just made. All right, look at the edge here. Perfect size, right? It'll just hide that raw edge and it'll give it kind of like that rounded finish, which is kind of nice. This is going to be so much easier for me to cut as well. I have so many of these from when I was doing the Harry Potter DIY. I see it, guys. I see it coming together. This is so exciting. I'm gonna stick that right here. And this will be my little trim piece. I'm so scared it's gonna fly into my eyes. Nope. There you go. I am having so much fun. Not sarcasm. I'm actually having so much fun. I think it looks cute. Okay, I'm gonna do that to all the edges that are showing, and then I shall officially call it a day. Hello, it is a few days later once again. I had to take a little break because my wrists were hurting. I am loving this effect of using the barbecue sticks as a trim, because for one thing, they are so much easier to cut, but even cutting this with a pair of scissors was starting to hurt my wrist. And I saw online that a little easy way to do this is to use dog toenail clippers. So let's give that a shot. And if that actually works, then this is a game changer. That was so easy. And it's actually like a really clean cut. Amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, set up the final details, and then I have to prime everything and then paint it. I'm gonna use these as knobs for the drawers. I'm still kind of deciding on the color. Maybe I'll do a little poll on my Instagram to see what color I should do this in. I did a few swatches at the back of this panel to see what color I would like to paint everything in. The first option over here is a whitewash, which you can't see at all. This is like a darker bit of whitewash, like there's just more white paint in this one. You can see the white coming out better, but as you can see, it cannot cover the pencil mark. If you're looking at it head on, you can't quite see where the pencil marks are, so it's not that big of a deal if it can't cover it. This is green with a bit of ultramarine blue. Not my favorite. And this one is the green mixed with black poster paint. And this is the same mixture, but watered down. So I'm leaning towards these last two right now. So yesterday I put up a poll on my Instagram before ending my day, asking you guys what color you think the mini library should be. And this color won by an overwhelming landslide. The problem was I got this color by just kind of playing around while I was mixing. So it's taken me a while to try and match it to the best of my abilities. It's not a perfect match, but I feel like it's close enough and I'm kind of sick of trying to match it. So we're just gonna go with this. I just hope that I made a big enough batch that it doesn't run out and I end up having to try and color match again, because that would be more obvious in the final piece. Let's start somewhere where it won't be so obvious. Let's do the top of the bookshelf. Oh, my camera is warning me that the battery is dying. Hang on, camera. I'm a little busy at the moment. Yeah, it's looking too green for my liking. I think I'm gonna water it down or add some more black. The problem I'm finding with the lighter wash is it doesn't apply super evenly. So if it's just a very light wash, it kind of goes on a little patchy. So that's why I've had to do like 2 coats, and that's why it's just a tiny bit darker than I intended. Yep, this would definitely have been easier to paint before assembling. Oopsies. It's fine. Or it will be fine. I will it to be fine. A little bit of bad news. I did not take into account that the barbecue stick is coming out a different shade. It's taking on the paint differently than the rest of the wood, obviously, because it's like a different kind of wood. Did not think about that. And for some reason, it's kind of repelling the paint. Maybe because I also primed it with the PVA. Maybe that was not the move for the barbecue sticks in particular. Oh well. Another problem I'm noticing is anywhere where there's a dried wood glue, oh, the paint looks horrible. I'm being punished for my laziness because I didn't bother to clean that up. So, things that I'm learning, it's way too hard to do just a wash and make it look even. So I'm having to do multiple colors. Don't skip the sanding. Sanding is important. This particular layer is too much water. Oops. Ooh, barbecue sticks and basswoods do not paint the same. Something I should have probably known. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm not loving it so far, I'll be completely honest. Oh, I wish I didn't paint it. It was so nice. It's so ugly. Oh no. I'm just gonna finish the first coat, maybe do another coat, and I really hope a second coat will make it look less patchy. It looks like a hobbit was drunk when they were painting this. I finished the second coat of paint on the back of the bookshelf. And you know what? It's looking a little bit better. It's fine. It's looking very forest green. It's actually looking a lot like our Pinterest peg. So, happy little accident. I guess that's fine. I can live with that. The barbecue sticks are giving me the biggest problem. Like, it looks like the paint is just beading off of it. Like, no matter how many layers I put on, when it dries, it kind of just like evaporates and the color of the barbecue stick shows through, which is not great. So I'm not really sure how to fix that. Okay, with enough layers of paint, it seems to be getting a little bit covered. So I'm just gonna leave that to dry, see if it needs more layers of paint. But before I continue and paint the bottom portion of our cabinet, I think I'm gonna give the barbecue sticks a little bit of a sand, and hopefully that will help the paint stick a little better. Okay, it's still, I can tell that it's not super absorbing it, but it's so much better than the ones that I didn't sand. Okay, I'm glad I took the time to do that. It's okay. Lessons learned, you know? This is my first time making something like this from scratch, so there were bound to be mistakes. I have everything painted, and then tomorrow we can get started on the mattress and the tiny books. I'm back. I finished all the painting, and then I glued these two pieces together, just holding them down with tape like the last time until it dries. I also have these, which will work as our wall pieces on the side. I posted a poll on my Instagram once again asking if you guys wanted to keep it wooden or if we should cover it like so with this specialty paper to make it look like wallpaper. I'm just gonna go for it. What's the worst that can happen? I have this piece of, it's basically just plastic that came with my lino cutting kit. We'll use this. Now it's the time to work smarter, not harder. I'm gonna go over to the Cricut design space, find a window arch design that I like, modify it, and have it fit into this template, then have the Cricut cut that out. Look at that! Oh my gosh! It's perfect. I love it. That's a pretty good match. When I look at it from the inside, it's so pretty! Welcome to a brand new day. Let's get to gluing. In the beginning of this video, I was talking about how I wanted to be there for my family, how I wanted to be more present. And it's why, like, if I need to, I'll put a project on the back burner and just work on it whenever I have free time. But something else that I realized while making this is I really enjoy doing this, and it brings me like so much happiness. And I think it's about finding a balance as well. It's not just about, obviously I want to be there for my family and all of that, but in order to show up as my best self, I need to prioritize myself sometimes as well. So really, it's all about balance. I'm so happy the structure is completely done. These are little lights that came with a dollhouse kit that I bought ages ago and just never used. The good thing about this is it is battery operated, so it doesn't have to be near a wall. I just need to figure out how to wire them. I also have this piece of fluff, which I need for the daybed. The first thing I need to do is figure out if this actually still works, because it's been a while. Turn this on. Did you see? Did you see that? Oh, there. It just has to have more contact. Yay! Okay. I'm so excited. Let's see if that worked. Ah, we have lights! Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. You can definitely see it better if I turn this off. Wow. I'm so happy. One more thing that we need to do, we need to make the cushion for our daybed. So this is just a piece of scrap fabric that I had from my last sewing project. I'm gonna use that. Although I'd really like to put in some color in this thing, but I don't really have any printed fabrics, and I think this will do for now, and we can always add later on. A little bit of stuffing. And I suddenly had an idea. Remember that piece that I embroidered last year? Wait, look, it's so cute. Is it the right size? Can I use this somehow? Can I wrap it around this? Is that cute? Is this a thing? Oh my gosh, why is it so cute? I love that the flowers actually match with the shade of red. Oh my goodness, that is too cute. I love it. That worked out so well. It's so cute. Oh my gosh, 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 oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, I'm so happy. And also, I used the battery pack in the back to balance this perfectly. So now it stands perfectly centered. Finally, now we can get to making the books. This part is actually the easiest part. All you have to do is go on Pinterest and type the title of your book plus book cover. If it's a popular enough book, somebody will have made the front, spine, and back of the book for you that you can just download and print out. And yes, the first book that I read for 2026 was Iron Flame, part 2 of the, is it the Empyrean series? And even though I read Fourth Wing last year, I'm still gonna include it in the library because I'm currently reading Onyx Storm now, so I'm also gonna print that out, and I want them to be obviously a collection. Okay, now that I have my images, I'm just going to drag them straight into Microsoft Word, resize them according to the size that I need based on my bookshelves, and then print these out and cut them up. I've always been a big reader. In fact, one of my favorite videos on this channel is a very in-depth video I made of my book recommendations. But in 2024, I hit a bit of a reading slump. I don't know what it was, but I just did not want to even pick up a book. And I found the best way to get over this slump was just to read what I wanted to read without judgment. If that meant reading contemporary fiction, then I would read that. But if I was in the mood for some fantasy, romance, then I would read that instead. And that has really helped me get over my reading slump. I started sharing the books that I was reading in 2025 on my Instagram, and I put a highlight of that on my page. It was just something that I made for myself to keep track of the books that I was reading. But something really cool happened. All of you kept reaching out to me and telling me about the books that you love to read. And some of you even started to make your own book reviews of the books that you were reading and tagging me in them. I loved seeing that so much. It felt like we were in a giant book club. And that is my mini library completed. That's it for this DIY project. I hope you enjoyed the video, and to everyone who participated in all my Instagram polls to help me make this final product, thank you so much for joining in and helping me. That's a wrap for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!